when the rain came down, like Moses who followed God and led the slaves in Egypt out, like David who threw a stone and the giant fell down, like Jonah who ran away, but in the belly of the whale turned round. I wanna be a hero of the faith. In your proud I run this race, a hero of the faith for you. I wanna be a hero of the faith. Make me strong so I can be a hero of the faith for you.
Good morning, boys and girls, moms and dads, those of you who are watching at home, and welcome to day 2 of our Heroes of Faith VBS. I hope that you enjoyed that song because I sure did. I wanna be a hero of the faith. And we are going to be superheroes this week. And our special hero for today is Queen Esther. Yesterday, we spoke about hero Abraham and how God keeps his promises and that Abraham was making his moves. For a special arts and craft yesterday, we did our star mobile charm. I wonder what is going to be our craft for today. Anyways, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I will introduce you to our co-hosts and assistants for today. Let's see who it is. Okay, boys and girls, so we have here.
Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Broster. I am your co-host for today. Fun fact to know about me, I am a senior athlete in St. Anne's and also the minister in training as well.
And we have.
I'm Isabella Rickes and I am your assistant for today. And I am also an athlete at St. Anne's Church.
Very well. So as you can see, we are at St. Anne's Church. And St. Anne's Church is located in Belmopan City. And our reverend at St. Anne's is?
Reverend Elizabeth Tulloch.
Yeah, Reverend Elizabeth Tulloch. So, as mentioned, our hero for today is Queen Esther. And we're going to see how Esther expects the best. So, Esther expecting the best, that means that she is hopeful. Hopeful for what? I don't know. We have to find out what's the backstory behind Esther that makes her this superhero. So let's get right into our story and find out.
It's time for a Bible story. A long time ago, there was a woman named Esther who lived in the land of Persia.
Oh, that's where all those fancy rugs come from, right?
Yeah.
Those are nice. Little pricey, though.
God had an amazing plan for Esther's life. She would be remembered forever as a hero.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Super Esther. What did she do? Save the planet from a meteor?
Nope.
Did she rescue 1,000,000 kittens from a tree?
No.
Did she carry a bomb out of Gotham City on the Batwing so everyone wouldn't blow up, but you're not sure for like 5 minutes if she made it or not?
No, that's Batman. Come on.
Right. Still gets me every time.
Esther did something even more amazing than all of those things, and it sure took a lot of guts to do it.
All right, lay it on me. What's the sitch?
Well, first of all, Esther and her family were Jewish, which was kind of a big deal back then in Persia.
What do you mean?
Well, at the time, the Jewish people weren't really liked by the Persians. In fact, they had to live in exile, and they weren't treated very well at all.
Yikes, that's no good.
Esther was also an orphan, and she lived with her cousin Mordecai, who protected and raised her after her parents died.
Sweet beard, bro.
Then one day, something happened that would change Esther's life big time. The king of Persia wanted to find a new wife, so he put on a huge beauty pageant where the winner would become the queen.
Wait, really? That's a pretty weird way to get hitched. Like, congratulations, you're the new Miss America, and we're married.
Well, as weird as it may sound, that's what the king wanted to do, so that's what happened. Women from all over the kingdom were there, but there was only one that the king favored.
Paula Deen.
What?
Yeah, think about it. He would eat like a king. Well, I mean, I guess he's already a king, but think about how awesome every meal would be. Breakfast, bacon. Lunch, biscuits and gravy. Dinner, butter bacon biscuits with a side of butter.
Come on, Paula Deen wasn't around then. This happened like thousands of years ago. Esther was very beautiful, and God gave her favor in the king's eyes. So just like that, she won the pageant.
Wait, so Esther became the queen of Persia?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool and all, but didn't you say that Esther was Jewish and that, like, the Persians didn't like Jewish people?
That's true, but the king didn't know that Esther was Jewish. She didn't want him to find out because she didn't know what would happen to her. So she kept it a secret and never brought it up.
Okay, so, like, now she's the queen. Crazy. Is that it?
No way. This is where the story really picks up. There's another guy that works for the king named Haman, and he's a pretty bad dude. He hates the Jewish people, so much so that he actually brings an idea to the king that would be terrible, to kill all of the Jewish people.
Whoa, that's really rough. Like, surely the king doesn't go through with it, right?
Actually, Haman gets the king to agree and sets the plan in motion.
Wait, but if all the Jewish people are killed, that would be horrible. They're like God's chosen people, aren't they? And that's where Jesus would eventually come from. This can't happen. Somebody's got to do something.
And that's where Esther comes in. She can't stand the thought of seeing her people get wiped out by Haman's awful plan, but she doesn't know what to do.
I know what she should do. Time to lay down the law and tell the king not to do it. She probably kicked into mama bear mode and was all like, "Listen here, buddy."
Let me stop you right there. Keep in mind that this is like ancient Persia. You couldn't just approach the king whenever you wanted to, even if you had a reason. Anytime someone would just pop off to the king, they'd usually get a pop off themselves.
Ah, gotcha. So I guess she's in a pretty tough spot, huh?
Totally. On one hand, she didn't want to see her people destroyed, but on the other hand, she can't just walk up to the king and tell him what to do.
Even the queen?
Nope, nobody could just walk up and talk to the king, period.
Man, this is tough stuff. So what'd she do?
Even though her mind was filled with doubt and worry about what would happen to her, she had to do something. Esther knew that no matter what her feelings were telling her, she was a child of God. She knew that God loved her and that he had blessed her life, and that if she stood up for God's people, that God would back her up.
Yeah, that's right. You go, Esther.
Esther trusted God and boldly went before the king. The nobles and the guards that surrounded him couldn't believe what they were seeing. Who did this woman think she was, that she could just walk up to the king on her own?
Oh man, I bet her feelings were totally freaking out.
I'm sure she was feeling a lot of things. She asked the king if she could make a request, and to everyone's surprise, the king wasn't upset. He didn't call for her to be taken away by the guards or thrown in jail, but instead, he listened.
Phew, that was intense. Okay, he's listening. Time to land the plane.
But she couldn't do it.
What? She chickened out? Bummer.
No, not exactly. She didn't want to come right out and tell the king everything, so she asked to have a banquet and planned to tell him there.
Okay, so there's still a chance to save her people. Come on, Esther, you can do it.
Later at the banquet, she went before the king with another request.
All right, here we go. Showtime.
But she was still too nervous.
Goodness gracious, you weren't kidding when you said her feelings were freaking out.
Totally. She was feeling all kinds of things, even questioning if the whole thing was a mistake. But her cousin Mordecai encouraged her and reminded her that what God says is more important than her fears and doubts, and he told her something that she would never forget. Esther, you were put here for such a time as this.
Yeah, come on, Esther, you got this.
Esther had dinner with the king again, and the moment came for her to ask her question. She took a deep breath, and she went for it. She pleaded with him not to go through with Haman's plan to kill the Jews. She finally told him that she was Jewish herself, and if Haman's plan goes through, that she would have to die too.
Man, Esther is one tough cookie. What happened next?
The king was moved by Esther's request and agreed to what she asked. He immediately got rid of Haman and canceled the plan to wipe out the Jewish people.
Yeah, you did it, Esther.
The king also gave all of Haman's wealth and property to Esther and Mordecai. Not only that, but the king signed a new decree to protect the Jewish people and keep them safe. The people of Israel were saved.
Man, Esther is like a real-life superhero. Move over, Wonder Woman. Esther can take you any day.
Esther decided to put her trust in who God said she was more than what she felt. And because of that, her entire country was saved. The end.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that story about Queen Esther. It was so much fun. It was very entertaining. I got a lot of information about Esther, and I could understand now why she is a superhero of faith. So, Izzy, what did you like about that story, and what could you tell us about Esther?
She was very courageous to stand up to the king like that, and she has a lot of faith in God.
Very good. Chris, what do you think about Esther?
You know, Esther was a Jewish. She was selected to be the king's bride in Persia, and if you can recall in the story, there wasn't much interaction between the Jewish and the Persians, and when she heard about the plan that Haman was about to do, she was decided that she would take the faith to stand up to him, even though that she doubted herself and worried. But with the encouragement of Mordecai, her cousin after Prince Raid, she managed to overcome that fear, and she managed to save what is known as God's people at that time.
So, two words that I heard from Chris and Izzy was that Esther was courageous and Esther had faith. And to be courageous, that means that you're a very brave person. So if we want to be a hero like Esther, we got to be brave, lose the fear, and have faith in God. And so let's get into our questions for today based from our story of Esther. Could you read us the first question?
How do you think Esther felt before going before the king in faith?
Chris, could you read us the second question?
Would you be able to have done so if you were in Esther's place?
Would you? So, the questions are at the bottom of our screen again for you to read and think about it. How do you think Esther felt going before the king in faith? Would you be able to have done so if you were in Esther's place? Think about it. Discuss it at home. So now, boys and girls, we're going to go into our song for today. Chris, could you tell us what our song for today is?
Our song for today is Nothing is Impossible.
Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible. Through you, blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Deep down I know that you're here with me, and I know that you can do anything. Through you I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible. Through you, blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Deep down I know that you're here with me, and I know that you can do anything. hearts are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Deep down I know that you're here with me, and I know that you can do anything. Through you I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible.
Hi, boys and girls. Our big verse for today is, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing is impossible for you." Matthew chapter 17, verse 20.
Let's get into arts. It's arts and craft time.
Okay, so now we're going to create our art and craft for today. Today, since we're talking about Esther and she's a queen, we'll be making crowns. So grab your package. Inside the package, today you're going to need your jewel stickers. You're going to need your box of crayons. Your box of crayons. You're also going to need your foam sheet. It's folded in your package. And you're going to need construction paper. There are 2 construction papers within the package. So choose whichever your favorite color is that you want to use for today. And that's what we're going to use to help to create our crown. Also, items that you need that are not included in the package is glue. You need scissors and your handy dandy stapler. So let's get right into it. We have our foam sheet. So Chris and Isabel has their materials as well. This, boys and girls, is going to be used as the base of your crown that you're going to put around your head like so. Ooh. It looks fancy already because it has all these glitters. Okay, but before we go ahead and staple it, so what you do, you staple your crown, right? But before we go ahead and staple it, we could design some fancy stuff to put around the rim of our crown. So that is where your construction paper comes in. So what you could do is, if you want to have circles, if you want it to be triangles, hearts, let it look like waves, whatever design you like, you use your pencil and your construction paper and you draw it here. Go ahead, use your crayons to color it, and then you could stick your gems on it. And once you're finished with that, we're going to cut it out. So Isabel and Chris and myself, we're going to go ahead and do that now. And you at home can do it too. So we could do that. I think I want to have some hearts. So draw hearts on mine. I'll just do 3 big hearts. What are you going to do, Isabel?
Maybe some stars.
Okay, Isabel will do some stars. And what are you going to do, Chris?
Maybe I am going to do probably circles.
Okay, so we're doing 3 different types of crowns. Let's see how they will come out. they stylish? Like it? Like it? They're all different, but now that we're wearing our crowns, we feel like we're a superhero like Queen Esther. So I hope that you enjoy what we've done so far. We made our craft, we did our song, we learned about the big verse of today. So now we're going to do a quick recap of what our lesson was. And our lesson for today was
Having faith means to expect the best of the situation because God wants the best for us.
yup, God only wants the best for us, so we must have faith in Him. And like Queen Esther, and now that we got our crown, we could be heroes of faith. Thank you, boys and girls, for watching and tuning in today. Remember, if you have photos of your craft that you did, please be sure to insert it in the comments below. Send it to us at our email. Send it to us via Messenger on WhatsApp, and we will be sure to include it in our episode on Friday, where we show all the cool stuff that you all have made. Until next time, we're going to say goodbye.
I wanna be a hero of the faith. In your proud I run this race, a hero of the faith for you. I wanna be a hero of the faith. Make me strong so I can be a hero of the faith for you. And like Daniel who trusted God, see the lions made no sound. And like Joshua's mighty shout, man, the Jericho wall fell down. Like Abraham's story sings, he was faithful in all things. And like Mary who welcomed God when she birthed our heavenly King. I wanna be a hero of faith. In your proud I'll run this race, a hero of faith for you. I wanna be a hero of faith. Make me strong so I can be a hero of faith for you. Against me will defeat my faith in God. The enemy won't break me. In my weakness you are strong. No weapon formed against me will defeat my faith in God. The enemy won't break me. In my weakness you are strong. I wanna be a hero of faith. In your power I run this race, a hero of the faith for you. I wanna be a hero of the faith. Make me strong so I can be a hero of the faith for you.